in Module 3, and we're pressing on, and we've got lots of good things to talk about today. Remember that this class that you signed up for, it's a music reading class. It's a conditioning class. We're getting our fingers and hands nice and strong. And it's Italian class as well. We're learning all sorts of new Italian terms. And, oh yeah, we're learning how to play the piano too. But it's all wrapped in one. And so let's talk about a few things today. Just a reminder about practicing your major five-finger patterns. Remember, they have two purposes of learning those positions and serving as an exercise. So just want to remind you now that you're getting really good at all the white key ones, starting on the white key, that now we're going to start some on a black key. The pattern's exactly the same. So let's start on here's our B, and then we're going to go down a half a step, so the B flat. So there's our tonic note, then our whole step, and then another whole step, and a half step back to a black key, and then a whole step to the white key, and then we're going to walk back down. Once we have the pattern down, we'll do it 3 times. We'll skip every other note, and then we'll play the triad together. So let you take this as a challenge to be starting on those black keys, and don't forget to practice it with your left hand as well. Also, just a reminder about page 28 and 29, you want to keep on working on those. Make sure your interval reading is really getting strong and solid. And on those page 28 and 29, we've just been reading one clef sign, one staff at a time. But today and this week, we get to put hands together. So let's turn to page 30 and take a look at that. So now we are looking at the grand staff of putting both hands together. So you're not just looking at one staff and then the other. We're looking at both of them together, reading them at the same time. So you'll notice that when you get to the end of measure 2, the left hand comes in, and then the left hand plays for a couple of measures. And as you're reading, again, both staffs at the same time, then you're going to jump back up here to the right hand, and then the left hand comes in at the end of that measure and finishing it out. This little symbol is a shortcut for the time signature of 4/4, a C meaning common time. And so we will have 4 counts into a measure, and the second measure, there's no pauses. We go down to the other hand. So from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, left hand comes in. 3, 4, 1, 2. Now we play louder. It's the third finger, mezzo forte. And now here comes the left hand with no pauses or hesitations. So we'll be working on this module with a section of putting hands together. Now let's take a look at page 44. Page 44 introduces something called key signature, and what a key signature is directly after our clef signs, the G clef, the F clef, we will have a sharp or sometimes a flat. And what those sharp, it can be one sharp or many sharps, and what these sharps do, they tell us what key we're in. And you've probably heard that expression before. When something's in a key, oh, that piece is in the key of A, that piece is in the key of B flat. It just means that that's the most important note of the whole entire piece. And the piece will sound really finished when you get back to that particular note of whatever key it's in. This sharp right here is on the upper line of the staff, which is an F sharp. And then we look down here, of course, there's our F clef, and that sharp is on the F line. These two, the key signature in the treble clef, the key signature in the bass clef will always match. They will always be the same. So again, it tells you what key it's in. It has another purpose. And that other purpose is to tell you that whenever you come across the sharp or flat that is in the key signature, you need to remember that when you play that note within the piece, you have to sharp or flat that key. And so you'll notice they'll have a reminder at the beginning of each line, that the beginning of each line will have the same key signature reminding you which notes to sharp or flat. And so we're going to turn the page a little bit more, and we're going to go over here to page 49 and take a look at this key signature. And here we have a key signature of 1 flat, and that is on the B line, and the left hand part is on the B line. So that means every single B you play, you have to remember that it is going to be flatted. This also tells you that when we have 1 flat in the key signature, it means we are in the key of F, that F is our tonic note. F is number 1. And one more look at key signature on page 52. This time we happen to have 2 sharps. They are on the F line and the C line, and of course the bass clef matches that, the F and the C, and whenever we have 2 sharps, it means that we're in the key of D major. So we'll be talking more about key signature,